Hey everyone, Teo here. Today I have several iPhone 15 cases and accessories from Caudabe to review. I have used a Caudabe case in the past and I really love the sandstone-like texture that this company is known for putting on their phone cases. At the time of making this video, Caudabe sells phone cases for selected Samsung phones and for iPhones all the way back to iPhone 6. Caudabe sells 4 series of phone cases: Sheath, Synthesis, Lucid Clear, and Veil, which they did not send me. Veil is the ultra-thin, ultra-light phone case. Let me give you the bottom line up front. If you like textures, there are 2 choices, Sheath or Synthesis. The differences between these 2 cases are Synthesis is a hard case with minimal flex, and this is more difficult to remove from the phone compared to the Caudabe Sheath, which is flexible. But when you have it on the phone, it's considered hard as well. Let me tell you some common characteristics with these cases so that I don't have to repeat myself too much later. The front of the case is higher than the display and any screen protector that's on the display. The phone can be placed on the table like this and the glass will not touch the table. All the cases have perfect allowance for screen protectors. So even when I clamp down hard on the case with my phone holder, it will not cause the screen protector to pop off. The camera protection on all cases will be higher than the cameras, of course. Lucid Clear is for those who want to show off the design of their phones, and this is glossy, so this will attract fingerprint smudges quite easily. And I have many fingerprint smudges on this case already. This is a hard case and this is quite difficult to remove from the phone. These 3 cases are compatible with MagSafe accessories, and the magnets here are even stronger than the ones on the iPhone. Alright, so that's the bottom line, and now on to the full review. Let me show you the close-up of the case. Caudabe Sheath is a flexible case. I'm not sure what material they use for this. They call it the shock light material, and as you can see, it covers all the sides, so this will provide good protection for the phone. So there is this shiny part here that goes across the case and around the camera cutout. The texture feels like sandstone texture, and they even have the texture on the button and also on the inner side of the camera protection. The only area without texture is at the bottom, and I wonder why they did this, because with the Caudabe Synthesis, they actually have texture all the way to the bottom. On the inner side, this is velvet-like texture, and I do prefer this texture compared to the plasticky texture from the Caudabe Synthesis. By the way, there is this imprint design on the inner side, which is more obvious on this black case than the blue case for some reason. So this tells you the case is compatible with MagSafe accessories. Alright, let's put the phone in. One thing I like about this case is you can install the phone very easily, and if you want to remove the case, you can do so very easily as well. So if you're someone who changes your phone cases often, this I would say is a pretty good feature. The buttons are covered and you can see texture on the buttons, including the plus and minus symbol. There is a version of this case without the covered action button. So the difference between the covered versus non-covered is this button protrudes out. So this button can be pressed accidentally, but I don't think that's a problem because you need a firm press to press this. The cutouts are precise. The fitting is perfect. There is no wiggle room at all. The edges are rounded off so that they don't cut into your hand. So this case is actually quite comfortable to hold. The magnets on this phone case are slightly stronger compared to the magnets on the iPhone and also the magnets on this other case that I have. So if you use magnetic accessories, you will get a stronger magnetic attachment. Yeah, I do have to apply some force to pull this off, compared to this where I can pull off more easily. In fact, I actually dropped my card wallet the other day on the train, but thankfully someone told me about it. Caudabe Sheath is US $41 at the time of review. The pricing is alright. The pricing is not ridiculous, so that's great. And this is a very well-made phone case that is available in several colors. This is celestial blue. They have also sent me this black one, which I actually prefer. The design inside here is more noticeable. Next, we'll look at Caudabe Synthesis, which is US $42, so that's just $1 more compared to Caudabe Sheath. So as mentioned earlier, I just like how easy it is to remove this phone case. So this is the hard case version of Caudabe Sheath, and this has less flex, whereas this has more flex. The weight difference is minimal. The thickness is kind of similar. The buttons here are textured as well, and again you have the option to get the action button covered or not. The texture here is different. You can see the pattern compared to the sandstone texture here on the back. The sandstone texture on the Caudabe Synthesis is slightly smoother compared to the Caudabe Sheath. The difference can also be seen. So Caudabe Sheath does have more texture compared to Caudabe Synthesis. The design near the camera cutout is different. This part is plasticky. The camera protection is not textured on both sides like the Caudabe Sheath. On the inner side, this is a very plasticky matte textured feel compared to the velvet surface of the Caudabe Sheath. And this is also compatible with MagSafe accessories. Alright, let's put the phone in. This is quite easy to install as well. This feels good in hand, and the grip here is noticeably more textured due to the design compared to the grip on the Caudabe Sheath. Anyway, this phone case also has very good grip. The buttons are firm and easy to press. So between Caudabe Synthesis and Caudabe Sheath, I prefer Caudabe Sheath because I don't see the point of using a hard case. And this case is kind of difficult to remove from the phone. Yeah, you need some strength to push the edge out. If you don't remove your phone from the case often, it doesn't really matter. Oh, another difference between these two is, since this is velvet-like texture, if it gets wet, you will have to remove this to dry it properly. With this, you will also have to remove it, but it will dry much faster. And lastly, we have Lucid Clear, which is a clear hard case, and this has minimal flex, and because it's a hard case, it's also quite difficult to remove the phone from the case. The different colors available are for the ring here and this vertical part. This is very glossy and quite susceptible to fingerprints. And I'm not sure how well this will hold up to scratches because this case is still new. This whole part here is smooth, and I can see some fingerprint smudges here at the bottom. So another advantage of textured cases is scratches will probably not be that obvious on the surface. Lucid Clear is US $38, so this is just slightly more affordable compared to Caudabe Sheath and Caudabe Synthesis. Installation is, I would say, straightforward enough, and the fitting is perfect. But if you have to remove this phone from the case, it's quite difficult. The buttons are not covered, so these are cutouts for the action button and the volume buttons. And here at the bottom, there are cutouts for individual speaker holes. This case is quite thick. It's as thick as Caudabe Sheath and Synthesis, probably because they need to put the magnets here. And you can see this is as thick as the power button. This case is really for those who want to show off the phone design. I personally do not like clear cases, and this design to me will attract more attention compared to designs like this. I would say the weight is about the same as these two other cases. There is some weight, but it's not going to add significant weight to your phone. In terms of feel in the hand, it doesn't feel as nice compared to Caudabe Sheath or Synthesis because of all these cutouts here. And this is glossy, so it affects grip slightly. You can still get a good grip, but with textured surfaces, you can get more grip. One thing about this button cutouts is you can't just press the button like this because there's this protruded part here. You have to move your finger down slightly to get to the button. So you can't press like this, you have to press like this. I personally prefer the carbon extruded buttons. If you want a phone case that is even thinner and lighter, you can get Caudabe Veil, which is US $34. But that phone case will not give you the protection that's provided by these three cases, and that phone case is not compatible with MagSafe accessories. Next, let's look at the USB-C to USB-C charging cable. This is 2 meters long, it's braided, and it looks really well made and durable. The power transmission is up to 100 watts. This cable is US $22, and there is a version with lightning to USB-C. This is probably not real leather, not that you need real leather for this. The downside or limitation for this cable is this is just a charging cable. This is not made for data and video transmission. Caudabe should definitely sell USB-C video cables in the future because not iPhones support USB-C. And finally, let's have a look at the screen protector as well. Crystal shield tempered glass screen protector. So that tray you saw earlier is partially made of recycled material and is recyclable. There are 2 screen protectors included and 2 installation packages with a website here that shows you how to install the screen protector. Let's clean this with the wet wipes. So that's actually to remove the fingerprint smudges, and now let's use the dry wipe to wipe this clean. Next, we'll use the sticker to remove any dust. Let's put the tray on. There are cutouts on the tray for the buttons, so you'll know which is the side that's up and down. By the way, you may want to shut off the phone while installing so that it doesn't wake up during installation, because it's easier to see the dust when the screen is black. This is 9H tempered glass screen protector that provides protection against scratches and knocks. So just make sure there is no dust on the phone before you put this down. Done. First try, and this is quite smooth. This does not affect image quality and face unlock, so the colors still look really vibrant. If the display is flickering, that's due to my camera settings. Alright, so if you guys are interested to get these phone cases, you can check out the purchase links that I have for you in the video description below. See you guys again. Bye!